Hey everyone, it's Tammy from obviously True Crime Discussions with Tammy. I welcome Matt, I welcome Van. I don't know who the third person is, but welcome. I'm here to talk about whatever, really, and mostly talk about Chris Watts, if that's okay with everybody in here, because I've been watching a few videos throughout the day. And I've noticed that there are a few things that don't necessarily add up. And if I tell you where I got them from, I'll brush on it, and then obviously I'll tell you the channel so you can go check out their video on it. But I'll elaborate a little bit more on my shit on it, so to speak. Okay. Yeah, we'll start off with the Chris Watt stuff, and then we'll probably get into something else a bit later. The footage when oh, sorry, should I say the said footage of when Shanann came home that morning, the early hours of that morning. Now, the thing I find very bizarre, and this was pointed out on a channel recently, and I will give credit to the channel. The lady who brought it up was Mia. And please go over to her page, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, because she is very, very smart and very intuitive with everything that she talks about when it comes to the Chris Watts case, as well as a lot of other stuff she talks about. Now, when you see Shanann coming home and walking up the driveway, you see her suitcase that she took on the holiday. But the funny thing is that Mia pointed out there are no airport tags on her luggage, which I found very, very interesting, because 9 out of 10 times, whether you're traveling long distance or short distance, you're traveling by plane, to make sure that they know which carousel, so to speak, to put it down, to make sure it goes to the right place. They put tags on your plane, on your luggage that you're putting on the plane. Now, Shanann's suitcase, from what I saw, did not have them. So people are now starting to question, did Shanann go away for that weekend or did she not? Second thing I noticed, and I noticed this when I was watching this on a video of this case on Seeking the Truth with Dave's. When you see Shanann walking up to the door, she seems, for me, what I noticed, because like I said, Dave showed this on his channel, I noticed that as she's walking up the driveway, the doorbell camera picks up her further away than she would have been when Chris said, oh, the doorbell camera picks up footage, and it picks it up from about, say, here. Hi, Penny. And the thing is, though, is that when the doorbell camera of the Watts home, Shanann was further away than when the camera picked up on. Now, I can try and find footage and all the rest of that, but I rather just, personally, at the moment, I'd rather talk about them and then direct you to the channel of where I found it. Now, I find that very, very odd. How are you, though, Penny? You're asking how everybody else is. How are you, hun? I just found that very, very bizarre. Because when Chris goes, and also that he picks up from here, but he's just standing about 2 or at the most 4 steps away from the front door. But yet when you see Shanann coming home, it picks up her arriving home and walking up the driveway. Now, I don't live in America, so forgive me for this moment in time when I say, how do we know that it was NA that dropped her off? I'm not saying it wasn't her, and I'm not saying it was Nick. I'm saying over in America, what kind of cars do they have as far as people using Uber? Could it have been an Uber that drove Shanann home from the airport that morning? We don't know, because back to what Mia said, she goes, if I was her, I would have helped my pregnant. That's good. I'm glad you're well, Penny. She would have helped her friend to the front door with the suitcase, but yet Shanann got no help. And over here in Australia, that's most Uber drivers. They don't help you with anything. Okay, what else have I picked up on watching? Quite a lot. And so also I think to myself that Yeah, so those two things don't add up. I still, to this day, and I've said it pretty much from day one, I don't think Chris drove his car the morning of what happened. And a lot of people are now saying the same thing. And I find that very interesting because it's like, I've been saying that for months. What else? What else do I figure out about this case that's very bizarre? Okay, now I might be just out of line saying this, but when Shanann walked up to that door, she did not look pregnant at all. Now, yes, it's a given. She was in her early stages of pregnancy. I get that. But when you've seen pictures of her when I think she was pregnant with Nico at the time, you see, and she does have a belly there. But yet when she's walking up to the front door that day, or that morning, sorry, she doesn't look pregnant to me. So that's why I'm a bit hesitant about was that footage from that morning? And I'm going to go with no, because again, it was a warm August around the time that this happened. Boo Magoo. Hello, Dave. So I asked myself, was that footage that we see for when Shanann's walking up to the door? How, and also, how is it that she's so far away, but yet when Chris is talking to the people that are at the house, he's talking about, if the doorbell footage picks up from, say, here. But then, what I also find very strange is how is it that Chris was ringing NA when she was at the house? He was ringing her and asking if she was still at the house. Now, if he had that footage from when Shanann walked to the door, now, did he turn that off when he went to work, like the doorbell camera? Did he turn that off at any point before he left for work that morning? That's my question. The biggest one of them all is that, well, I forgot to de-wrench her, Dave. I'm sorry. She can de-wrench herself. It's okay. I just forgot. So back to what I was saying. How is it that no footage of, when NA went to the door, there was no footage of her arriving to check or do the check before she rang the police on Shanann? Was there any footage of NA arriving that day? Because if he had, let's say he left the doorbell camera on or what have you, wouldn't he have known that it was NA at the house? Did he have to ring her and say to her, are you still at my house? Or if you're, and all that sort of stuff. Why would he have to ring to confirm that if the doorbell camera was on? Also, I don't understand how, like I said, when Chris is demonstrating how far away the camera picks up on, what triggered the doorbell camera that morning on the Watts home? That's what I'm thinking, Penny. What, when Shanann is right near the end of the driveway, but when you see the next day or the day after when they're doing the check through, you see Chrissy stands out and he goes, the doorbell footage picks up from here. Let me show you. And then he demonstrates and he stands just outside the door. Now, if I was to swing my arm, I could easily slap that SOB where he was standing. But for the footage from the previous that morning when Shanann came home, she's further away. So my question is, when does the doorbell camera footage actually really pick up? Does it pick up from when you're about 3 or 4 steps? I will remove your wrench later, Van. Jeez, was that footage from that morning? Because like I said, there were no airport tags on Shanann's bag. There was, as like I said, when I mentioned on other channels, from what I've seen, I give credit where credit is due. Like Dave said, as in Seeking the Truth with Dave, he goes with the narrative of why was there no footage of her arriving at the airport to come home? Why was there no footage of her at the airport when the plane landed? Now, some people say that she changed her clothes when she was at the airport. Now, as we all know, Shanann being Shanann, I don't see why she would. Some people, like I said, some people say she changed her clothes. If that is the case, why would she do that if she was just going to go home and pretty much go straight to bed, for one? And second of all, why would she change into a second lot of clothing to get the airport smell off her clothes if she's already wearing clothes that have that problem? Like personally, I'm not personally going to go and say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to a hospital and I'm going to wear certain clothes, come home, and then, you know what I mean, I'll go out for dinner and all that sort of stuff, but quickly duck into the toilets and change so then I don't smell of hospital. And then I've got to go, and then I'm going straight home to bed anyway, where I can just change my clothes and do the washing the next day. For me, it made no sense. But other people could have an opinion on that. And I'm more than happy to hear them. If people want to discuss them, I'm more than happy to hear that. That's, like I said, that's always a welcome excuse me. It's always a welcome panel when people want to just not necessarily debunk me, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to an opinion. And that's why I do some of the in chat. Like I said, like with what Penny wrote, she goes, he must have turned it off. That's what I love about having my own channel, is the fact that I can be here yabbering and talking. But here's the funny thing. Like I said, every single one of you that's in chat, or any single one of people that are going to watch this after the live, I do appreciate the feedback. I do appreciate people coming forward and saying, well, but as long as I'll be honest with you, I don't mind it. But if you're going to say, for example, if you're going to be a guest on my panel or you're going to be in my chat, all I ask is that if you're going to try and debunk me, do it respectfully, because there are people in here who do have their own channels, and there are people that have their own theory, and they are, like I said, they are very entitled to have their opinion, but just do it respectfully. Because you're not only disrespecting me by coming in and all guns blazing and go, you're wrong, and swearing off like a sailor at sea, you are basically disrespecting the people that are also in here at this very moment. So if you come in here and you start swearing like I said, a drunk sailor or whatever, you're not only you're disrespecting me, but you're disrespecting the people that have taken time out of their day, their night, their morning, whatever. You're also disrespecting the people that are in here. So debunk me all you want, but do it respectfully, please. And yes, Van, you do. You always give me feedback, and I appreciate all of it. Every time I do a live, guys, Van is on the phone to me the next day or after the live, and she's telling me where I went off track a little bit or where I stayed on track, and she's the best friend anyone could ever ask for, and it's great. Like, I've got quite a few best friends. I've got, like, Seeking the Truth with Dave's one of my best friends, Van's one of my best friends, Karen's one of my best friends, and I've got a lot on here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Even if you're not considered one of my best friends, you are considered important to me. Okay, Catalin. Okay, I can't see where she's written anything, but hello and welcome. But like I said, it just doesn't make sense. Like, no airport tags, no nothing on her suitcase to indicate it. Now, I might be saying this to sound really weird, but here's the funny thing, is when first and only time I went on a plane, those things are a son of a bitch to get off. And I'm not even close to joking. They are difficult. Unless obviously you have scissors, and then it's easy. But, if you're like me and, don't have scissors, then they're a pain in the butt to get off. Oh, thank Penny. That is very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much. But okay, because I don't think I'm going to be joined by my I would say, this is going to make me sound like such a suck up. My idol in the true crime community is because of a live last night. He's pretty tired tonight, so if he is still in here, I will definitely. Oh, there you are. Hello, Catalin. Is that how you pronounce your name? I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. If I am, let me know. Like I said, my hero in the true crime community would have to be Seeking the Truth with Dave. He's very, like I said, he could dissect an ant if it crawled across anywhere that would lead to evidence because he's that thorough. Now, I'll ask you, Dave, what do you think of my theories so far? If you are still in here, and if you're not, I'll continue yabbering away until I hear your response. Great. But I like to know if I'm doing good. If I'm not, you need to, whoever it is in here, you need to let me know. So, because at the end of the day, you can only learn from past mistakes, and I've made a lot. But we're not going to go into those at the moment because they're too morbid. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I just find it very, very bizarre. Very, 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 very strange. And also, I've said from day dot, and Seeking the Truth with Dave has actually agreed with me on this, is the fact that I don't think the girls came home that Sunday night after the birthday party, because at the end of the day, Shanann's dad can't even be 100% determined of when he spoke to the I want to say when he spoke to Cece, but knowing me, it was probably Bella. So I do apologise if I'm wrong with the mix-up, because like I said, he couldn't remember if he spoke to them before or after, but he heard the other one in the background. So I get very with names, so I do apologise. So like I said, Catalin, if I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know. Okay, sorry to be a pain. Just give me a thumbs up if I'm doing the right pronunciation of your name. Oh, hello, Leah. Hi, in Aussie True Crime. Hello, 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 hello. Sorry. But like I said, none of it adds up. So, okay. And this is really bad of me to say all this. But like I said, like no airport tags on her luggage when she came home. And like I said, if there is, okay, Catalin, if you're still in here, I hate to ask this, are you in America at all? The only reason I ask that is because over here in Australia, if you go traveling, you'd go traveling by what's it called? By plane, you do get the tags. And I'm pretty hello, Slick Selena, welcome. I'm pretty sure that you get the tags on your bags regardless, so then they know where to do it. But if her bag was a carry-on, would she have still got a tag on her bag? That probably sounds a weird thing to say considering it's a carry-on, but I'm curious because like I said, I haven't travelled on a plane since 2005, I think it is. So it might be different with the carry-on in comparison to what they do with the bags that go, say, underneath the plane in the baggage part or the luggage hold or cargo hold, whatever you call it. I don't know if you still get those tags for when you got carry-ons. I can't remember that far back, but we are talking about 13 years after I had travelled, so it could all be different. What else do you want me to talk about with the Chris Watts stuff? There were, like I said, and I said this before, and I keep saying it. How is it that they multiplied their interviewing tactics so badly, but yet they did not fingerprint them? Now, I'm sorry, but if you're going to question somebody because hypothetically there's a family, well, there was a family missing, and you're interviewing these people, but these people are connected to Chris. Now, when NA was interviewed, she did say, is Chris seen as a suspect? And they said, well, we can't say so just yet because it's a missing persons. But he is somebody that we're looking into. Now, wouldn't you think to yourself, okay, guys, I don't know if Dave's still in here. I might be asleep. Yes, he was a busy boy last night, apparently, on another channel, chitting and chatting away. But like I said, what was I saying? Yeah, you interview half a dozen people because there's a family missing. Regardless if the family was missing or the family was whatever they were, and we all know that are in here. We all know at the end result of them being missing. We know how that ended. But at the same time, when there was a bag that was found at the field after a storm, okay, It seemed to me that what they found is that the bags had matched the bags that were in the back back of Chris's a given, right? But here's the funny thing: none of the fingerprints that were found on that bag were matching to Chris or Shanann. Now, what I find okay, so Catalin, sorry if I'm again pronouncing your name wrong. You do get tags on your bags, even if it's a carry-on, like those things that they loop through a hole or loop through the handle and then sticky tape it down. Well, not sticky tape it down, but then it sticks together. Do you get those for when you have carry-ons on a plane? And I'm hoping that's what you mean by yes. So if that is the case, where were hers? Makes no sense. But like I said, how is it that nobody was fingerprinted? No fingerprints were taken as far as from anybody apart from Chris. Now, wouldn't you find that a little bit strange? I might just be overreacting. I don't know. But I think that if you're going to the extent of interviewing neighbours, interviewing Chris's work colleagues, and re-interviewing that, okay, for those who don't know, I call NK Hamilton. So I'm not mortified with myself. I will refer to her on here and other times as NK, but I will refer to her tonight as Camel Tits. Camel Tits was interviewed in total, I think it was 3 times. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. 2 to 3 times she was interviewed. Not once was she fingerprinted. Those police went into the house for a welfare check, which could potentially, and I'll keep saying this, could have potentially been a crime scene. Where the frack, I'm trying not to say the other F-bomb, where the frack were their gloves? Where were the shoe thingies you put, they're like shower caps, but you put them over shoes to prevent shoe imprints into carpet? Where were they? Where were where were the hair nets? I know that before anyone jumps up and oh, thank you, Catalina. Catalin. Thank you. Sorry, I just want to make sure, like I said, I'm not pronouncing anyone's name wrong because I don't want people to think I'm that much of a disrespectful person. But like I said, how is it that they didn't wear any of the correct procedures? Because you think about it this way, okay? A family's missing at this time. I've said this so many other times. You walk into potentially what could, because at this time they did not know. They could have potentially walked into a crime scene. As NA walked in, her son walked in, her daughter walked in, all these people walked in, potentially, excuse me, contaminating the scene. That wasn't the part that made me so angry. But what made me angry is when I've heard in a recent interview, again on Seeking the Truth with Dave's, you spelled my name wrong, Catalin, but it's okay. It's all good. When NA walked in, she goes, oh, we all went in and we all separated. No, actually, that's not what happened. You all walked in and you all walked down to the kitchen. That's where you all walked to. You didn't go walk in the door and then NA disappeared up the stairs to check if she was upstairs and all that sort of stuff. She said also that she went down in the basement and did a search. No, she didn't. She stood at the top of the stairs while the cop that was there went down and did a 30-second inspection and then came back upstairs. 30 to 45 seconds he was down there for, and he was back up again. In the meantime, potentially, excuse my way of speaking here, screwing and flipping. Oh, man. It's so hard not to drop the F-bomb, but I'm trying really hard not to. But I have to in this situation because it's really hard not to. Potentially fucking up the crime scene if it happened in the basement. They could have cleaned it up, yes. But here's the thing. What if they were down there and there was Shanann, Bella, and Cece, and potentially Nico. Well, Nico would have been in Shanann's stomach. But what would have happened if he went down there and it was a slaughterhouse? Blood was everywhere. I'm so sorry for the not warning, but there is things I do talk about on my lives that might be disturbing to some viewers, and I apologise if any of you find it absolutely offensive. Yes, exactly. I'll bring that up in a sec, Matt Wallace. You go down there. Hang on, I'll highlight that so I remember. You go down there, and like I said, it could have been like a slaughterhouse. What's going to happen? Like there was blood everywhere, and you're walking down there, and you're walking through that scene, all right? And you are potentially, your own fucking shoes are leaving footprint impressions. And like I just highlighted there, NA had her daughter running around the house. Well, not running around the house, playing in the girl's room. Now, I'm sorry. What happens if one of the little girls, what if Bella or Cece was in there and they had passed away? You know what I mean? Like, and NA even says it once. I'm not blaming her because I've got, on my own accord, I've got messages saying that she was not in the house beforehand. But the thing is, though, is that what happens if Bella or Cece was in the bedroom? Because as far as I know, none of them went into the girls' bedrooms prior. They went in there with a torch because, save power and all. Because, Chris is going to need to save money if he's going to, for whatever reason, but, save on power, go in there with a torch. But what happens if one of the girls had passed away and she was under the bed? And NA's little girl was playing with a cup of, like, what do you call it? Like the pot and tea set, like the tin cup set that you get, they're like plastic ones. What would have happened then? If she dropped one, then she went to go pick it up, and there was one of the little girls that had died under the bed. What would have happened then? What happens if she was playing with some of the girls' toys and there was potentially one of the things that killed one of the girls in the toy box? I'm sorry, even though it was just, as they said, it started off being as a missing person, but at the end of the day, missing person or not, you're doing a welfare check, glove up, shoe up, hair up, and make sure everything that could possibly leave an impression of contaminated evidence. You're not doing that because you're wearing the protective gear that you don't. Like I keep saying this, and I say this on so many of my lives. I find it bizarre how even when they're doing reenactments on like Forensic Files or any of those shows, they're wearing gloves. Hey, Hop and Holly, welcome. I just find it bizarre how they didn't dom on the corrective protective wear. I find that very, very strange. Because at the end of the day, hang on, I haven't travelled in a long time, but my opinion, yes, especially nowadays. I personally think by having the tags and stuff on all luggage, including carry-ons, I think, and I'm sorry to bring this up, I think it's been more in force since 9/11. And I'm sorry if that's touching on any subject that was not meaning to trigger anyone or anything of the sort. It's just that's when I think that they started like really clamming down on putting like tags on all luggage, including carry-ons. So again, if that's a trigger for anyone, I apologize. It wasn't meaning to be, but I just find it bizarre how when you see Shanann walking up to the door that night or that morning, she has none of those said tags on her what do you call it, on her luggage. And like I keep saying, people say that she changed her clothes. Why would you change out of airport smelling clothes to go change into clothes to smell like airport when you come out of the bathroom? It makes no sense. Oh, welcome back, Ben. Makes no sense. I don't particularly, I think that personally, like I said, D.A. Rourke, as we all know him, I refer to him as dumbass dork because he is a dumbass. I'm sorry, but he is. And I could probably get in a lot of trouble for calling him that, but hey, if the shoe fits, frickin' wear it. His mission was to take Chris down, and his mission was successful. Now, why is it that, like, I still don't understand, like with Camel Tits, it comes down to, if she's so innocent, why did she go into hiding? Do you think because, I think personally she did because of the fact that she has a guilty conscience of what's happened. And if she steps out, people are going to badger her and harass her and for answers that she's not willing or wanting to give. And you think about it, if you're under pressure, like, I don't know about any of you guys, but when I was in high school, I was always pressured to smoke. And I don't think she is anymore, Van. I think she might be asleep, love. But like I said, I do believe that the tags whether they're carry-ons or underneath in the baggage holding area of the plane. The cargo. Ah, I knew I'd think of the name. In the cargo hold where all the I said Manchester then, where all the luggage was kept. Whether your bag was there or whether it was a carry-on, I do believe. And again, if this is a trigger to someone, just ignore this next bit. I think that the reason they have it for both, like I said, under in cargo or in on the plane is well, thank you for being in here still, Aussie True. I really do appreciate it. And I'll keep an eye out for certain names tonight so I don't get fooled again. But like I said, it's just what was I saying? Yeah, I think that since 9/11, that's when they've invoked the, tags on all luggage. And like I said, you don't see any of that on Shanann's luggage when she comes home that morning. So that's why I'm a bit, was that footage from August 13th? Was that when that footage? Because they say, oh, this is the last footage of when she was alive. But was it? Because even Chris got the description of what she was wearing wrong. He got the location of which tank the girls were in. He said Shanann. He said Bella was in the one that Bella was in this one and Cece was in that one, but Cece was in the one that he said Bella was in, and Bella was in the one that he said Cece was in. And I don't understand any of this. This it's like mind fart all the time when I talk about this case. And it blows my mind because, like I've said this on a few channels, it's like you get to a certain part where you think, okay, I could put this to rest now. There's nothing else to look into. But then people like Mia, people like Dave come out with how to look at, say, an interview and how to look at it differently, and how to, if you're like Dave, which is incredible in a way, you don't just look at an interview and go, okay, well, I'm going to play this and then we'll discuss it afterwards. Yeah, let's go. And then quiet throughout it. Dave will actually play it and then pause it and then sometimes rewind it. He's very good at doing that. He's very good at, I reckon that when it came to probably dissecting animals when he was a kid, in school, not in life, but in school, I reckon he would have been really good at it because he's really good at digging deep into cases like, well, this case, because I've only ever seen him touch this case. So I'm very thankful that he points me in the right direction. Yes, so would I, Van. If I had Dave's photographic memory with things, I would absolutely love it. But in some areas of my life, which I won't go into, I wouldn't like to have the really good memory of it. But no, he's got good memory. That's for sure. Okay, I'll open it up to anyone who would like to say what their theory is. If you wish to tell me I'm stupid for thinking what I'm thinking, use a more tactful word than that. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I think this might be a very short live, but I want to be able to touch on other things tonight as well. I want to be able to talk about certain other thingy-majiggies. Oh, okay, here we go. Speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. I dissected teachers, worked out their weaknesses, and utilized it against them. Well done. That's really cool, Dave. See, that's what I mean. I would have loved to see Dave as a little kid. Mind you, when he's in the big recliner, he looks like a little kid. And that's why I tell him to, squish down a little bit. And then if you ever see Seeking the Truth with Dave, he has Natasha's recliner. And he sits on the one that's actually hers, but then he has this really big one. And in all honesty, he looks like a little kid. Yes, it scares me to think that our political leaders are shady. Well, I can't connect with that because I'm from Australia, so I'm so sorry about that, Hop and Holly, but I'm sure they are. Oh, hello, Alexis Lee. Welcome. It's all good. But like I said, Dave, question for you, Dale. When was the last time you actually travelled on a plane, if you don't mind me asking? I just want to know the year, roughly, if that's okay, when you and Deb were last on a plane, if you're still in here, or you just lurking. I don't know. But that's a question actually not just for Dave, but that's for everybody. Has anybody travelled around or in the year of 2018 or just before, but before 2018, but after 9/11. So if anyone could answer that for me, I would. Yes, all politicians are shady. Yes, even when they're in the sun and there's nowhere to hide in the shade, they still have this big thing of shade. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dave. The question I have to ask you, and I'm not sure if you're in here when I said it before. Yes, they're all shady. Doesn't matter what country, in my opinion. Anyway, I agree with that one, so I'm going to highlight that, man. Um, Dave, when you okay, okay, but I'm saying before 2018 and after 9/11. So, did you travel anywhere in 2017 or 16 or 15 or anything like that, please, Dave? Because what I'm about, like I said, the statement I'm trying to make is actually valid for, say, in 2018. Was there anyone in here who traveled on a plane in 2000 and say since after 9/11, but before up until 2018 of July 2018? So yeah, since 9/11 to July 2018. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Alexis. Much appreciated. Hang on, sorry. Okay, the reason I'm asking this question is because, like I said before, and I don't know if you're in here, Doug. I was watching this on Mia's channel, and just before I came on live, and okay. Oh well, listen to you, Dave. 30 overseas trips. I've only ever been to Melbourne, and that was back in 2008, but that wasn't on a plane. The reason I'm asking this, though, is because, like I said, if you watch the set footage where they said this is the last footage of Shadan seen alive, you don't see any of the airport tags on her carry-on, and that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm highlighted with what Alexis Lee just said. She goes, when you are checking in, all your luggage, sorry, had to be bagged, weighed, and a tags put on them. So, hey, Dave G, welcome. Um, isn't it bizarre that you never saw that? You never saw the bag taggy thingies, whatever you call them. I don't know. I want to say luggage tag, but I might be wrong. So if I am, I apologize. Yes, Dave. For those who don't know, Seeking the Truth with Dave apparently is an armed robber. Hmm. Who would have thought it? Or who would have thunk it? Whoever accused him of that, I would absolutely, yeah. But like I said, no, nah. Yeah. I am okay. Van, I know you're going to probably say, hang on a second. Nope, I can't do it from this end. So if you want to unmod from my channel, you're more than welcome to. Dale, just let me know after the live, and I shall wrench you. Shit, I nearly said unwench you. I'm so sorry. But like I said, it's just none of it seems to have. What do you think about my theory, Dave G? Is the fact that there's no. Yeah, but you see, Dave, with a name like I've a problem, shouldn't that be just a giveaway that she's a troll? And the thing is, though, she probably has a problem with you because of the fact that when you speak and you talk about your theories and all that sort of stuff, you actually take the time out to dissect it. Whereas other people, like I said, on a lot of other channels, they don't. They just play it and go, oh, thank yes. But Van's off duty temporarily for doing any blocking, timing out, or anything. She's in timeout. Not literally, but she wants a break from all of it. But I've just given her wrench is still there, and I forgot to remove it. And with all the things that are going on in my head at the moment, I forgot to even bring it up. So apologies to anyone. But like I said, I just don't understand. You know, it's not. I don't think that NA would be likely to have scissors in her car or anything like that to be able to cut the tags off. So okay, now here's another question that might sound stupid. but my channel, so I don't care. No, Van, I'm not timing you out. Dave Jeeve, he wants to time. Hang on. Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that from the trip that she went to when she went to North Carolina? Or not? Because okay, they might show the footage when they're upstairs, yes, but they don't actually show it when she's walking up to the door. So that's what I'm trying to get across with Dave. Yeah, Dave. That was Dave and Dave. It comes down to that when she's walking up to the door, you don't actually see the airport tag things. You only see her have one bag, though, Dave. Gee, can you do me a favor, my dear friend? Okay, I used to call you guys Double D, but then I realized that that's really inappropriate. So, okay. Hop and Holly, didn't she have a handbag and another bag? That's just it. The footage that I see, you only see her with like it looks like a plastic bag and her suitcase. And if she had her handbag, what I'm curious about is that why was her phone in her hand? Why wasn't her phone in her handbag? Oh, okay then, Dave. Bye. Come back, y'all here if you want to. Um, and be polite in your messages, Dave. In your Yeah, no, I watched because when you okay, I've just been debunked by two of the legends here on Facebook, YouTube. So I apologize if whatever I said before doesn't make sense, but to me it doesn't because okay, here's another thing I find very interesting. Okay, Dave G, again, feel free to correct me if I'm out of line saying this. Why was her suitcase downstairs, but yet but when they came in and did the inspection and all that sort of stuff, it mysteriously grew wings and flew upstairs. She was wearing pants since August. They looked not loose fitting either. Just saying, for a pregnant who it was having stomach issues and cramps, you would think she would be wearing something more comfy. Exactly. That's why I said before, Alexis. I'm not sure if you're in here at the time, but I said about how she, in my opinion, in that last video footage that you see of her walking up to the door, she didn't. For me personally, she did not look pregnant. Oh, I'm proud that you know how to email, Dave. That's awesome, love. Well done. That's so condescending. I'm so sorry. But like I said, just it's like okay. I'm going to need help here for a second if I can. I don't know who at the moment because it's going to be huh? Okay. Well, there you go, Penny. That's what I mean. Like, why wasn't her handbag found near the suitcase that was found downstairs to start with, and then it went upstairs? Okay. Now this is going to be bad to do, but I'm going to have to. For anyone, for anyone that I sent a link to tonight, can any one of you? There was a few that are, but yeah, can any one of you please pop up here for a moment and cover me while I go do something that is not good to mention on panel or on live. So if there's anyone that's in chat that I sent a link to join me up here, can any of you that has that link please pop up here for a few moments while I disappear for a second? Is there anyone that can do that for me? That's all right, Alexis. It's all good. Makes me wonder why they had to send the makeup bag. Why wouldn't they just send the whole freaking thing back? Like, confuses me a bit. What to try and match the makeup on the suitcase, that pillowcase. Okay, I guess no one can do that for me. That's lovely. Oh, actually, spoke too soon. Give me a sec. Far out. Everyone wants to. Welcome to my panel, Seeking the Truth with Dave and Van. They've both agreed to cover for me. So, okay, I see how it is.
I can go back to bed.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Be good. Okay. Stay on track.
Enjoy your number 2.
Do whatever.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. G'day, everyone. G'day, chat. Who's here? Dave G still here. Awesome. And too heavy to take it upstairs. Chris Ross took it upstairs. The Rusex took it and had to send the makeup bag back. They certainly did. They sent the makeup bag. Well, they were asked in September by Baumhover if they'd actually washed the clothes in the bag or if the bag had been opened. Because they were allowed to take her suitcase home that was downstairs, everybody, on the 17th of August. Mind you, it was the same day that they arrived from North Carolina, which is quite surprising considering Shanann and the babies had been missing since Monday. I thought they might have got on a plane at least Tuesday, but I don't understand why. Do you? No one's there. It's only me. Why is someone typing music? What's going on? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Okay. No one's typing anything. Oh, here we go. Van's back. Matt Willis is here. We can hear you. Excellent. Thank you, Van. Appreciate it. I enjoy running Tammy's channel while she's gone. This is almost a carbon copy of what normally happens when Tammy comes over onto my channel whilst I go and have a smoke. Yeah, like I wrote in chat before, everybody, I'm pretty sure Shanann, being 15 weeks pregnant, did not clothe herself in the clothing that she was found in. I think putting Shanann in a G-string / thong was about embarrassing her. More so than that would have been a choice of clothing that she had on, in my opinion. Go away, Van. G'day, Craig B. Yes, you're on the right channel. How are you, Alexis Lee? Hope you're having a good night. And Penny Blake. And Hop and Holly. Who else was in here before that I haven't said hello to? Aussie True Crime. G'day, Leah. Catalin Zabo. G'day, Catalin. Slink Selena is listening, lurking. I think that G-string, everybody, was about shaming her. And I would believe you very much so, Penny Blake. That would be NK shaming her by dressing her in a G-string / thong, whatever you want to call it. If I wear thongs here in Australia, they're on my feet. We call thongs flip-flops. Yeah, it is. Matt, that's a horrible thought. But I could imagine NK being the type of person that would actually make sure she totally shamed Shanann.
I'm back.
I know. I saw you put Matt Willis's comment up on the screen.
I love her.
And I like what Van wrote. Stay on topic, Dave. So what I was actually doing was I was responding to my own comment that I actually wrote higher up in chat, so people can understand what I was talking about when I was talking about. I believe NK shamed Shanann and put her in that G-string / thong. I think that's
Exactly.
what
I
it was all
couldn't agree
about.
more. Yep. Did they actually bother to fingerprint any of that stuff, like any of her clothing, or did they just like
No,
put
they
it?
didn't test it for fibers or anything. Okay,
Yeah, I'll stand by my word.
so
Okay.
nothing.
So what do you think of my theory that the footage when she was walking up the driveway doesn't match the narrative of when Chris demonstrated how close to the door you have to be before the camera picks it up?
Well, there is footage out there where she's actually further back in the driveway, as opposed to the official video that was actually sent out, which we didn't actually get hold of in the discovery either. But there is a video out there where she's actually further back in the driveway, which questions why the news broadcasters only showed her walking from almost the bottom of the stairs and up the stairs, whereas there is footage of her where the grass meets the concrete, just past that point where the grass meets the concrete in the corner of the driveway and that little footpath before the steps. You've actually got Shanann there, and you've actually got NA's vehicle nearly all the way up the driveway. It's further up the driveway than any other footage that we've seen.
Exactly, and that's when Chris is demonstrating to the police officers, "Oh, this is where the doorbell."
No, it's not. It's further down. It's further down.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Has like what act if that? Let's say, for example, like I said, and I think it was Penny who said that he most probably turned off the camera when he went to work that day, but the doorbell footage camera, that is. But let's say that he didn't do that. How come he had to continuously ring NA and ask, "Are you still at the house? Are you still at the house?" If the doorbell camera was actually on, he would have been able to see that footage from his phone.
No, he was getting alerts.
To see
he was getting alerts that she was there. But we're not getting that footage, right? But she was getting alerts. The camera, the Wi-Fi could have been disconnected from the camera, so it won't actually record. Okay, but he's actually going to get an alert through actually Vivint itself, right? With that doorbell cam, Ring doorbell. Yeah. He was actually going to get an alert from them.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's another thing I found. God.
Keep going.
I was going to say, how is it as well? You know, when they say that someone, I think it was NA said she got a message from Shanann saying that she was driving or something like that. If that is the case and her phone was on at that time, let's say it was, why is it that none of the notifications came through on her phone? If her phone was on at that time, where were the notifications of her doorbell alerts on her phone? If her phone was turned on at any given time before Chris came home, how come there was no messages coming through and alerting her if her phone was on at that point when she sent that message saying, "I'm driving"?
Because it could have been on and still locked, as in hadn't been unlocked from being turned on. Yeah. Okay, so the notifications aren't going to come through. No. Not if
you wouldn't get it even if your phone.
No. Not if you've actually turned the phone on and not actually logged in to the phone itself, like entered the passcode for the first time, right? You wouldn't actually get those notifications, I believe, because you've actually got to log into the phone after you've turned it on. Okay, otherwise you're not going to get any notifications.
Oh, okay, because well, because anytime I get a notification, whether my phone's locked or not, if it's on, I still
No,
get any
locked
kind
is
of.
different. Locked is
That's what I'm
different.
saying.
I'm talking about the first time you turn it on before you unlock it. So you've turned it on, okay? Then you need to unlock it
Yep.
for the first time so you can actually get your notifications. If you actually turn it on, right, and you've got no Wi-Fi connection on your phone, right, it's not going to actually register those sorts of
Yep,
notifications,
I get you.
in
Okie
my
dokie, I get it now.
opinion. I believe that's what was transcending in 2018. 2021 is different, but I believe that is what occurred in 2018. Your phone had to be unlocked after you've initially turned it on to actually
Yeah, but
get any notifications.
the point I'm making is that when they unlocked it to send that message, wouldn't she have got any kind like?
No, they
should
don't
have,
have to unlock it to send the message. It's an automated message because
oh, okay. I always have done it for my phone.
the phone was in a vehicle that was moving.
Mm.
It was an automated message. It's how she had the phone set up.
Okay, I still believe that Chris had it with him, because with that photo that you've when you did one of your first videos that you showed where Chris is walking up and shooting
Oh yes,
NA daggers and all the rest of it.
I believe he had the phone. See, this is where it gets really murky trying to figure out this case. It gets very, very murky because NK more than likely gave him Shanann's phone, in my opinion, at the dumpsters. Okay?
Yeah.
And I believe the person that was moving at the same time with the phone would have been NK, more so than NA. Okay?
Yeah, well,
But
I've
it's
sent you
ironic that
messages that,
NA rocked up at 12:47 p.m. and that was the exact same time that the message was sent from Shanann, an automated message was sent from Shanann's phone about I'm driving.
yep.
It was the exact same time as
Very,
NA was rocking up at Shanann's house. And
Yep.
it was Cassie that was sending, I think it was Cassie that was actually sending the message to Shanann at the time.
Yep. Agreed.
Yes, people
So-
don't like typing in chat. I don't know what's going on. They're all shy. Maybe they're sick of
It's all
hearing
people.
from me. So I'm going to hang up and I'll leave you to it. Okay.
Then
So
thanks
I'm here,
for
done
covering
your
me.
job. No worries at all. See you
All
later.
right, feel free to pop up again if you want to. Thanks,
Oh,
Dave.
well, I'm tired. Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye. That was Seeking the Truth with Dave. I love that he just covered for me. I had two covering for me, but then Van stepped down. So it's like, it's okay. It's all good. But like I said, I just find a lot of things, so the inconsistencies with doing, in my opinion, doing a proper investigation on this, by them not doing the proper legwork that would have indicted most probably, NK, and all the other people that were connected. Regardless if you're being interviewed or not, I still believe they should have taken the fingerprints, because at this point in time, there was like I said, there was a missing family. So, and they even said that they're looking at Chris very closely. At that very time, that's when they should have said, okay, we're going to take fingerprints of any future people we're going to interview just in case. And they didn't do that. They were just very, very slack. Exactly. The job is never done until the paperwork is done. Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. But at the same time, there's just so many, for me, there are just too many inconsistencies that are happening in this case. So many people have theories, and a lot of people out there who do have their own channels that have theories actually get scrutinized for it. And I think that's really quite bad that people do that, because I'm not going to speak for Dave when I say this, but I'll speak a little bit on behalf of him when I say this. We're in Australia, Dave and I, so basic, and Van, but do the true crime side of things. It comes down to the fact that the theories that we have are our own opinions, because at the end of the day, we don't have the same information we have what we go by with the discovery, by the documentaries we watch, and we listen to the podcasts and stuff, but we don't actually have, say, front row seats to the footage that, okay, that's great, Dave G's going to the toilet, everybody. I'm assuming that's what that means. But like I said, there are just so many things that just don't add up. So many things. And like what Dave said, and I agree with it, she was, like, I've never been pregnant. I don't particularly plan to be. And it comes down to, for the people who are pregnant. Okay, Van, I'll ask you because you've been pregnant, my darling. I hope it's not too nosy of me to ask this, and this is probably a personal question I should have asked you offline. Or for any woman in here who has been pregnant, would you honestly wear a G-string? Like, I've never been pregnant, but oh my God, those things are uncomfortable. A G-string, flip-flop, not flip-flop, a G-string or a thong, whatever you call it in your narrative. I personally feel like I've constantly got a wedgie. Now, some people, some women, even some men might find that comfortable. But the thing is as well that I noticed with Shanann is that everything she wore matched. You know what I mean? Like, everything looked good together. So why would they mix match her bra and her underwear? Her panties, sorry. Why would they mix match them so bad so they didn't match? And I agree with Dave by saying that I think that MK did that to humiliate her. I do agree with Dave on that. I do agree with Dave a lot on a lot of things. Don't you get me wrong. There are a few things that when we talk and stuff, it's a bit. Yeah. No, I'm just sorry, Van. But like I said, I'm just saying, I find G-strings or thongs, whatever you call them, the footwear or otherwise, I find them really uncomfortable. And I'm so sorry. I did not mean to be nosy. But yeah, and way too much information. I'm so sorry. But I'm just saying, it's weird. And I've dropped something. Give me 1 second. I'll see if I did drop it. No, I didn't. Oh. Sorry about that. But like I said, just there's so many stories in this story, like I said, when I start thinking that we've reached the end of the road and there's nothing more to discuss, bang, something happens, and then it's like a mud pie to the face, so to speak. But I hope, Chris, because it would be amazing to know what, compared to what he said back then, into comparison to what he says now, and as he's answering, like, ask him the questions, Miss Tammy Lee. Ask him the questions that you asked him that day you called him in for the polygraph. Ask him those questions again and see what happens. And this time, release that to the public. I don't have Asperger's, Alexis. So, as far as I know, I don't. Never been tested, but yeah, I am like you, Tammy. I have Asperger's. I have a photographic memory, a photographic mind, and remember little details that most might overlook. Yes, that there is Dave who has the photographic memory. Everything that he talks about on his channel, and I don't normally like channel dropping, but hey, Dave's cool, so I can. And if he had an issue with it, he could just put in the chat, Tammy, enough, and then I'll stop talking about him. But he's the kind of person that, like I said, he will dissect everything if it's going to help people, whether you're coming into this case now or whether you're not involved, but into this case back when it first started. Dave has the ability to do that. Oh, that's cool, Alexis. It's all good, though. But no, this just annoys me a bit. And yeah, I personally just think that I'll always say it, that I don't think Chris acted alone. I don't think that he reversed, because at the end of the day, like I said, if he knew that the girls were not there, and he did in fact reverse his car or truck, whatever you want to call it, into the driveway that morning, I find it bizarre that if the kids were there, and they were awake or whatever, why would he do that? Oh, Van, remember when you said you're going to come to Adelaide and you're going to stay with me for a couple of weeks? I just want to see what she says to this, guys, so bear with me. Oh, I'm just screwing with your memory. It's all right. You didn't really say that. But no, I just find it very bizarre how the little things, and I think Dave G set it up here. The pillow, here we go. Dave G did write this. Pillowcase makeup was different from what Shanann was wearing. Maybe. Exactly. Now, now this is where Dave G, I need your help on this because I don't know if anyone else can help me with this. Was there, Van, you never said that, darling, it's okay. Dave G, was there any videos that Shanann made when she went away for that weekend? There were photos taken, yes. But was there any video footage of Shanann in shit? I don't remember where she went for that conference. So someone needs to tell me that because I don't remember. But was there any videos of her? Because you think about it, anytime she'd go on a holiday with Chris and there were videos made. She'd go on holidays anywhere, even when she was in North Carolina with her family, she posted videos. But my question is, was there videos of her last that signed up to Thrive when she was there at all? Arizona, thank you. I think it was, excuse me, sorry, I just pressed on that one. Didn't mean to do that one, sorry. Yeah, was there anyone that can vouch for the fact that she was there, that signed up to Thrive through Shanann on that weekend? Because I think there was like yes, they were there for a meeting, a conference, and what have you. But I'm sure that she would have been down there doing her little Thrive thing. Yes, okay. She posted a video. Hang on. She posted a video of at the beach with Chris in North Carolina. Yes, she did that. But I'm asking when she went on that weekend away of before she was before she passed away. That's the best way I can put it without being too graphic. Because I would say before she was, before she passed away might be the best way to put it. Was there any videos of her there doing the conference? Like I said, there's a big group of them doing a dinner, but was that in Arizona? Arizona. Ready for it? Man, I'm sucking at graphic. Yeah. Like lots of people think that NK camel tits, what you want to call her, was at the beach because there was a woman there and she was in a brown bikini. And it's like, okay, then when I saw that and people were saying that, I'm like, there's two people out there who bought a brown bikini. Oh my, they must be NK. But I don't know for absolute 100% certainty that it wasn't her, but I've got a feeling it wasn't her. But when Chris went to go see his parents that night, and as he mentioned, he went, well, not he mentioned, but people have said that he went there on his own. I don't believe that it was Chris I believe it was Chris, but I don't believe he went to go see his parents, so to speak, because I think that he went and met up with somebody else to try and get anything he could to try, like maybe the Oxycontin or the whatever it's called, to try and hurt Shanann, because you got to look at it as when they were saying that when Shanann was there before Chris got there, she was fine. But when Chris got there, she started getting sick. And I think it was that she was Chris was asleep in the bedroom and she was asleep on the couch. So, but again, was there any video footage of her in Arizona on the weekend before, or the weekend of when she passed away? Was there any? Did they bother to check the airport footage to see if any footage of her arriving home, as in at the airport? And I still think it's odd that, like I said, they said that she changed her clothes at the airport and went home. Why would she do that if all she was going to do was go home and go to sleep? I don't understand that. That I don't get. But excuse me. It's just very, very odd. But no, I just me personally, I hate the smell of hospitals. All right, they stink. I know they're going to say, oh, but they smell clean, rah, rah, rah. But there's just something about the smell of hospitals that just they embed yourself into their clothing. So, like I said, I'm not going to go take a change of clothes and go, I'm going out tonight for drinks with friends. But before I, leave the hospital, I'm going to change into other clothes, and then I've got these clothes to wash, and then change into other clothes. But I'm going to change into these and have them smell like hospital. Doesn't make sense. And like I said, okay, I would like if anyone is in chat, what do you guys think? Do you think any of my theories are like way out there that are just like no, or anything? You got to let me know when I have these little open light nights like this, because like I said, in a few moments I'm going to switch the topic and we're going to talk about other things. We're going to tell some jokes. We're going to lighten the mood a bit, so that if anyone in here has been upset at any point with anything I have said or anything like that, we are going to change the subject if everyone in chat is okay with that. As I always say, because I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want anyone coming into my chat and then feeling like, they're upset and they leave upset and then they're left with these negative thoughts going around and around their head. So I want to try and make sure that everybody is okay and everyone is fine. Thank you, Matt Willis. That's very sweet. But like I said, I don't want to keep talking about what other people are, because it could be a trigger for some people and I don't want to be held responsible for that. So is there anyone who would I'll be honest with all of you, I would like to change the subject of Chris Watts. But because at the end of the day, he's even the saying his name, it makes me want to bitch slap him. And I'm sorry, but it does. Van, can you pop up here for a sec, Dove? Because I've got to go or I'm going to have a bit of a breather for a sec. Are you okay to pop up here for a few minutes and just cover for me, please? You don't have to, and I'll keep yabbering on, but I just need a bit of a breather for a sec, because I have brought up a few things that have been like a momentarily trigger for me, and I just need to take a step back for a second or two. Not literally a second, like a couple of minutes, but it's entirely up to Van if she can cover me for a few minutes, and if she can't, then that's fine. And I'll just keep talking about other things and changing the subject. But yeah, thanks, Van. But like I said, I just find him a very, very, like how I'm not bashing either family when I say this, but when you watch interviews when Chris's mum and dad talk about it, for starters, I don't mean any disrespect to Ronnie, but I can't understand him. It's like he's talking under wet cement with a mouthful of marbles and he's trying to construct a sentence. That's how he sounds when he talks to me. Bear with me for one sec, guys. Thank you, sweetie. I'll be back in a few moments, and feel free to plug your channel. I'll be back.
I'm all good. I'm in bed.
All right, I'll be back.
I can't see chat. Oh, here we go. No, oh, that's private. Comments. Oh, here we go. How's everyone doing? Well, I was in bed until literally just then. So that's interesting. Has anyone got anything else? I'm a bit kind of tired, so I'm not with it, but how's everyone's week been? Good? Matt Willis, how's your week been? And Penny? Not that great? I don't know. No one's typing anything. Oh, well. What should I talk about? I told Dave to stay on topic. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear. Mine's been a bit hectic lately, to be honest. I've just got so much on my plate. That's why I've asked everyone to de-wrench me. Just so I've taken some obligations. Well, not obligations, just some things off my plate for a while. But anyway,
Before you continue,
but Tammy didn't get the memo.
I will pop into chat. No, I'll quickly go de-wrench you now, okay? All right, continue talking. I'll go de-wrench.
Oh, it's too funny, but it's all good. See, Tammy's good with the whole Chris Watts stuff. My mind's just gone blank. It's due to being tired. And I have no idea why I put a brain in chat, by the way. I think that was actually supposed to be something else.
I thought it was a love heart. Oh my
I
God.
apologise. I apologise to everyone. I didn't know really what it was at the beginning, but yeah, I thought it was like I don't know. I really need glasses. I really just looked at them.
Van,
Yeah.
I have officially drenched you.
Yay! Is it sad to be drenched? Most people would love to have one.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's a fun
Apart,
job.
everyone,
I love it. I love being a mod, but I just need time out.
yeah. Well, there's always a place for you on my mod chat and all that sort of stuff. All right, I'll go back and do what I was doing before I asked you to pop up here. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. As long as you're all right, Tam.
I will be if I can go do what I need to do.
Okay, go.
I'll be back.
Does anyone else think that StreamYard logo on the bottom left looks like the Bunnings logo? It does, doesn't it? I actually thought it was before, to be honest. And I think you can actually click on them to take them off, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think Tam's learnt that yet. So, yeah, the bottom right. Yeah, I know. It's weird, eh? See, I used to do all that stuff for her. But she's learning, so it's good. But it's all good. It actually does look like a Bunnings thing. Makes me want to go to Bunnings now. But anyway. Oh, dear Lord. So what other theories does everybody have about the Chris Watts? I don't know what I think anymore because I was so convinced that NK helped and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time now, I kind of think that Jim was in on it a lot more than what I did before. And so my whole mind's just completely exploded with it. So, but I've actually been going on to like the Summer Wells and other cases lately. Well, when I can. I don't get a lot of time, but due to kids, but yeah, that's about it really. So it's what, Friday tomorrow here in Australia. It's nearly the weekend.
Yep.
And I'm kind of, I don't know why I'm getting excited because I haven't got anything going on, but like you'd think if, and because it's COVID and everyone's getting shut down and all that sort of stuff. But anyway.
Isn't that fun? Not. Oh my God! Never mind. I'm not mentioning that because you tell me not to, so I won't.
Where's chat?
But
Not very talkative chat tonight.
I know.
Either
I
Chris
feel
did
very
it or a bunch of people
disappointed.
did it. I think I don't know. The neck with Shanann, I believe it because I don't know. I think he was involved. I think he did a portion of something, but I think he's taking the brunt of it for other people. But in saying that, I kind of feel like he is, to me, originally I thought he was a psychopath. There's a sociopath, isn't it? And then a psychopath. The one where, so basically, you never knew them. They categorize everything and put into boxes, this person, work, all that sort of stuff. And a different person with different people. But then he's the same when you research it and go into it. Everyone said he was the same. He was just not a lovable person, but just a laid back, not cool dude, but like a chilled out dude. So, but then he had this other side that he loved. I don't know. So I don't know about the whole psychopath thing anymore.
If you're still in here, Penny, sorry, give me a sec, Ben. If you're still in here, Penny, thank you for coming in, and I'll try to make the rest of the live interesting.
Oh, crap. Sorry, Penny.
Yeah, sorry about that, sweetie. I just saw it when I came back in. I'm like,
yeah, sorry.
I didn't want to interrupt Ben. So. Would you like to talk about something completely off Chris Watts? man,
That'd be
or anything?
great. That would be great.
If you're tired,
What
I don't want
about?
to bore you. Anything you want to talk about? I'm changing the subject off Chris Watts.
I
Because like I
kind of
said, if
can't
there's
wait
anyone
till you
who...
do the hide. I kind of can't wait till you do the 9/11 thing. You know, eventually.
Yes,
That'd be cool.
I'm hoping if when you're okay to do it and stuff, we'll collaborate if you like. Because that's one thing I would like to talk about with a few people.
Well, the next couple of weeks, I'm trying to cover men's mental health on my channel. So I'm trying to. That's what I was doing before.
Would you like
actually.
to talk about your channel?
Not just
I'll
yet.
I'll
but
pause mute myself. You talk about your channel. Did you want to talk about your channel? Because if you do, I'll mute myself while you go.
So I decided to start a channel. It's predominantly on Facebook at the moment. I've wanted to do this for over 6 months, and it's the basis behind it is about mental health, and it's really wanting to make a community or a platform where people do struggle, can share their stories, and if they don't want to share their stories, that's completely fine. That's why predominantly it's going to be on Facebook, so I can actually try to safeguard stories and all that sort of stuff. But I do have games nights on it, and I do put things up there occasionally to be able to let people have a laugh, even if it's at my expense. Just to kind of, if you are going through a mental health issue, it's nice to have an outlet or somewhere to go to be able to not think about it for that hour or even 30 minutes. But I am going to be pumping a lot of resources. And the topic coming up is actually men's mental health and the stigma around it. And so, yeah, and I've got a few coming on that are just general people, and they're going to talk from their perspective on it. So, yeah, that's about it. It's chilling with Van. It's only just started. It is, and it's a very delicate. Delicate subject because a lot of people can get triggered, and that's I'm hoping that doesn't at any stage happen. But it does. It affects everybody, a lot of people. So throughout the time, I'm actually going to tell my story in hopes, because I've actually lived with PTSD all my life. I don't know anything different. So hopefully I don't trigger anyone, but I will put disclaimers up. But it's not just going to be all on, resources and stuff like that. I am going to try and make games nights and other things that they can come in, and if they don't want to listen to the other lives, there's something funny up there just to have a bit of a laugh too. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it.
I would say drop the link if you want to, but you can't now because you're not a mod.
Exactly. It's funny. Mental health is almost shunned, and that's the thing. It really, finding out all that sort of stuff, it's really disheartening. Especially I'm at the moment on the topic of the men's mental health, and okay, we've had, well, for me anyway, there's always been prenatal or postnatal for women and all that sort of stuff, but there hasn't, up until so many years, a great deal for, especially here in Australia, for guys. And guys go through it too. It's women and men. It's not just women. So, but yeah, that's absolutely terrible that it is, Matt.
That is pretty effed up.
It is. It really is. And I mean,
because a lot of people do suffer from it, and knowing that it's been shunned in other countries and stuff actually does upset me a great deal, because men that do suffer from bipolar, depression, or any kind of issue, so to speak, they do get basically shunned about it, because over here in Adelaide we had women's clinics where they can go and get help, where as far as I know there's not many out there that advertise about, like, the property I rent through is a place through an organisation called Women's Housing. And as far as I'm aware, there's nothing out there that is called men's housing or anything like that, because men go through issues and domestic violence and all that sort of stuff. And, there should be more alertness out there so that men don't feel like they should be ashamed because they're feeling blue or anything like that.
Well, they have here in Australia anyway, around the area. I don't know if you have it in where you are either, but we have a thing called this men's shed where guys can get together so many times
I've
a
never
week
heard
or
of them.
whatever. And yeah, it's just every so often, every couple of suburbs away, there's a shed that they create on government property, basically, and it's for guys who are retired. It's guys for anyone, basically, that can go there and just have some time with other guys, and
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's really cool. I don't know how long it's been going for, but yeah, that's the weird part, that everybody, depending on which state, especially even in Australia.
Yeah.
We've got that sort of stuff here, but then you guys don't seem to. So it's
Like
hopefully
a
one
few,
day.
yeah, about a year and a half, I think, or 2 years ago, I saw a counsellor at an organisation called Victims of Crime,
Yeah.
and they actually lost their funding here in Adelaide, and the funding went to relationships SA. Now, I don't know about any of you in chat, but I don't really feel like opening up to someone who is basically trained in the relationship side of a thing. I don't really feel like opening up to one of them because of the fact that you're trained in how to help fix a relationship, when I'm basically, even though it's been a number of years, I'm still trying to get out of that. And then, so I'm trying my hardest to find places that I can help people. And reading what Matt just wrote, finding a therapist here is very difficult. That actually breaks
I'd
my
love
heart
to chat
to
to
know
you
that.
later on, Matt, because I would love to learn about it, especially over there. So, I mean, only if you're willing to, but yeah, I'm really intrigued, and I would love to hear more about it actually over there and how bad it is, and only if you're willing. But yeah, so that's basically my channel. It's predominantly not to make everyone depressed. It's it's to let out resources, but also try to have a little bit of fun with it also, because it is such sensitive topics. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna go
Awesome.
now.
Okay, then sleep well, darling.
Thank you, and see you, everybody. I don't know. I can't see how many people are in chat, so
6 people. 7 people. All right. Okay, well, you go do what you need to do. Snuggle up and keep warm, because over here in Australia at the moment we're having winter. So keep warm, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, lovely. Mwah. See ya.
See you, Dal. Okay, that was Van. Her channel's called Chillin' with Van. So please go over to her page, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, because, she's awesome. Now, what we're going to just, I'm going to wrap this up in a little bit, but I would like to say thank you to everyone who has been in here from the beginning. Matt Willis has been in here from the beginning, telling me that I've got close to 400 subscribers. It's really, really, really quite scary. I never thought I'd even get, I'll be honest with all of you, I didn't even think I'd get 50 subscribers, let alone more than that. Sweet dreams, Van. And so I'm going to finish the night off with, say, if anyone's got any jokes or embarrassing stories that they themselves find now that it's been and gone, it's actually a funny story. If you've got one, feel free to share. But if you don't, that's fine too. Don't feel like you have to. Oh, thank you, Craig B. I've got 12 people from, I don't know how many if anyone's able to check. Last time I checked, I had 387 subscribers, which is wow in itself. I'm absolutely in speechless mode, but I'm hardly ever speechless. But yeah, how you going, everybody? Is everyone all right? Everyone's okay. Everyone's all good. Everyone's happy. But if you're not and you want to talk about it, feel free. Yeah. So on my channel, if you've got a rude joke, as long as it's not racist or a blonde joke, because some people that might watch this again might actually find it offensive. So no racist jokes or blonde jokes, but feel free to talk about what you want to talk about. But if not, I will call it a night, and I'll recommence, say, maybe Saturday night in Adelaide, Australia time. So it'll probably be about, say, around about the same time Saturday night. Might get a few more people in here than being rude that I do now. But yeah, I might actually call it, if that's okay with the 4 people that are in here. But I will finish off with saying thank you to every single person that has stood by me when I repeat stuff, stood by me and let me have my theories and, excuse me, not necessarily bullied me into having an opinion that I have. It is an actual really, really beautiful thing. I love knowing that I can come on here and I can talk about things that I wouldn't even talk to friends about, apart from Van and Dave, but and a few other people. But it comes down to, like I said, if you've got something you would like to, like a topic at any time, you've got something you would like to for me to talk about, by all means, feel free to private message me on Facebook, and I will always check my, anytime I do one of these lives, I always check my message requests area, and there's no messages there. So, but if there is a time where you want to even talk to me one-on-one, please send me a message on Facebook. I can then reply, and then if you wish to actually call me and talk to me, feel free. But just know that if I am talking about anything on my channel, that is, that I see as a bit of a trigger for me, or I see people in chat getting a bit, upset, or, I feel as though the people that are on panel with me are getting upset, the subject automatically, well, not automatically, but I will be changing the subject at any given time, but due to the fact that there are people out there that could find this case a trigger. So, like I said on my live the other night, I choose to talk about the certain people in this case, which we're talking about, which is the Chris Watts case. And I choose to try and lighten it up a bit, because I'd rather people know that I don't call the people in this case names to be disrespectful or harmful in any way, shape, or form. I do it because if there's someone in chat, or there's someone on panel, or there's someone that happens to watch the live afterwards that is affected by something that has been brought up in the chat, I rather know that there can be a part of my chat where I talk about things that might be comical, or things that I'm going through that people might be able to relate to, and they see how, I'm not saying how I dealt with my demons is every person's cup of tea. It's not. I'm not saying that at all. But if there are times, like I said, when I talk about something that some people find a touchy subject, I like to be able to include a little tiny bit of comedy into my shows, because then people can look back on my live and go, that was a good live, especially when Tammy said such and such, or when Tammy called NK camel tits or camel toe or anything like that. I'd rather people be able to look at this case and go, that was a trigger, but then Tammy called somebody a certain name and it became less of a trigger, because, I don't do it to be dismissive of anyone's feelings at any given time. So, like I said, I try and make people feel welcome in my chat. There are times when that backfires immensely. There are times where it is good. Like, getting the feedback that I get is incredible. But like I said, if there's any time people put nasty things in my comments, they get deleted, because I'm not going to have my channel be scrutinized. I still have the comments that people write me, even if I delete them. They're still in my email, and I still go through them sometimes if people think that I'm doing something wrong on my channel. If you're going to tell me about it, don't do it in an aggressive way, because I won't reply. I won't be like, oh, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, cheers. I'll be actually removing that person from my channel if there are people out there who are out to cause any kind of issues on my channel. If there is someone in chat that you are actually finding is in here a lot, or in here not so much, but when they are, they're negative, and I happen to not pick up on it, I would like for people to tell me about it, because I want people on my channel to feel like they could come in here, basically let their hair down and actually chill. But also, when, I don't want people thinking that they have to have answers to things I'm asking. I don't want people to think that they are going to be discouraged for having an opinion, because there are channels and there are a few out there that have people go in there, give their opinion, but they're then ambushed with Oh, that's really sweet, Matt Willis. Thank you. I try, like I said, I try to make sure that when I do these lives, I try and include everyone that's in chat, whether it's 2 people, whether it's 4 people, or whether at any time I'm fortunate enough to have 40 in here. I try and make sure that every single person feels important and every single person feels validated that they're being here. Did I hear about that? No. Okay, I'm not going to laugh at that in case you're being literally serious. Craig B wrote, I think this is a joke. I'm guessing it is. He goes, did you hear about the 2 people who stole a calendar? No, I did not. What happened? No. They both got 6 months. Oh shit. I'm old as the hills, so to speak. I'm 39. I've never heard that joke before. Oh my god. But yeah, so this channel is going on a renaming, maybe, I think. It got pissed off. Matt Willis, is that your answer to your hang on, sorry, I shouldn't have answered that straight away. How did this no, that's how the condom get across the other side of the road, sorry. How did the sorry. Oh, dear lordy. How did the sperm cross the road? I want to say it got pissed off, but I'm most probably wrong. Oh, shit. Matt Willis, please tell your answer to your joke. Oh, he he put on the Matt. That's disgusting. He put on the wrong sock. Is the answer to that? Oh my god. Oh, far out. But no, like I said, I value all of you. No, Matt, it's fine. Oh, it's fine, darling. Never, never, ever. Okay, unless you personally offend me or you disrespect someone that I care about, you don't need to be apologetic. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. But yeah, I just, like I said, on this channel, I'm going to start doing, when my hands let me, I'm going to start doing a cooking segment. I'm going to start doing other things, and the reason I'll still keep the channel name True Crime Discussions with Tammy, because if I cook something and it doesn't work, that's a true crime. Oh man, I'm pathetic. I'm sorry. But no, but like I said, like, and this is something about my life that the 6 people that are in here are going to know about. My life has never ever been a walk in the park, as they say. It's always had people in there that are trying to destroy me, people that are trying to hurt me. And at the end of the day, I always think to myself, if someone wants to continue coming into my life and trying to destroy it or trying to hurt me or anything like that, good luck to them. Because at the end of the day, you can knock me down, but I'll still get back up. I don't know, Craig B, how does a rabbi make a coffee? Should I be worried? Oh, shit. Yes. How does a rabbi make coffee, Mr. Craig? He brews it. Oh, my God. Oh, these jokes are awesome because I've never actually heard of half of them. Craig B is in here. Would everybody else that is in here outside of Craig and Matt, can you please make yourself known? I'd really appreciate it if that is okay, because there's 6 people in here that I can't see the names of. If you just rather lurk in the background and not say anything, that's cool. But if you are wanting to participate, feel free, because, we're now just doing random chit chat and telling really funny jokes that I've not actually heard of. So, like I said, if there is anyone, okay, okay. That okay, I'm stealing that joke, Craig. Apparently, Matt Willis is stealing your joke. Oh, Alexis is back. I had a horrible day at work. They cut my hours a few, but it's because of my disability. They always treat me different and say it's because of something else, but I can feel it. Oh, Alexis, that's also sorry, that's bullshit. If you're able to, no, and again, I'm sorry if this is out of line, Alexis. If you're able to do the job, no, don't be sorry, Alexis. It's fine. I'd rather you not play me in the background because sometimes I can be a bit of a distraction. But if you are capable, this is for anybody who has a job, and I'm mentioning this with Alexis, and I'm sorry if I'm being rude by highlighting what you wrote. But the thing is, though, is that if you are in a job, whether it's part-time, full-time, or casual, if you're able to do the job that you are there to do, and you are capable of doing it, they should never do that. They should never cut your hours or anything if you're capable of doing it. That's bullshit. Talk about unfair work ethics. That's shit. Like if you went to a job and you're a cleaner and you couldn't clean, oh, now here comes the rain. I could understand it, but if you're doing whatever the job is that you're doing and you are capable of doing it, they should not be cutting your hours at all. It's like when Matt Willis goes to work, he goes, as people in this chat probably already know, Matt Willis is a teacher. And if he was to go to work and couldn't teach, I could understand why they would cut his hours like way back. But if you're able to go to work, Alexis, and actually do your job, they should not be doing that to you. That's discrimination. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Alexis. If it's not being nosy, Alexis, what is it that you do, sweetheart? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be calling you that. If you find that offensive, let me know, and I'll just go back to calling you Alexis. And I'm sorry for calling you a name that you might not like, and I apologize. But what is it that you do, Alexis, for them to just be so? I'd rather know that if I had a business, I would rather know that someone is doing the job at their own pace and it gets done. Your leg, if that's okay for me to know. You don't have to say what you do. You just have to let me know if you had this job before you had the leg issues. Because this is, because I was going to say, I'll wait till you answer that, if that's okay. Which the question was, did you get this job before your leg issues? Oh, sorry, is that better? My question, if I'll repeat it, did you have this leg issue when they hired you? It's raining and it's really bad here, so that might be why I'm dropping in and out, so I apologise. So yeah, did you have this leg issue before they hired you? I'm confused. Okay, so this is gonna, hopefully this isn't rude of me to say this, and I am sorry if it comes across as like I'm being a bitch, but if they knew you had these leg issues before they hired you, right? Why would they? Again, I don't mean any disrespect to say this, okay? So please forgive me if I'm out of line. They knew you had this leg issue, so why would they hire you if they knew that you had these complaints? I don't understand. I don't understand how people can go and hire people knowing full well, like for example, hiring an asthmatic who is affected by pollen and then hiring him to work in a flower shop where there's nothing but pollen in the air, so to speak. For me, it doesn't make sense. But I am sorry you're going through that, Alexis. That's not fair and that's not right. If anything, they should be happy regardless of your pain tolerance They should be thankful that regardless of what's happening in your own. Okay, when I first started there, they knew I had it. I had a doctor's note saying if needed, I am able to rest my leg for a few minutes. Okay, well, I see it as if, for example, how can I put this? Yeah, so when you first started there, they knew, and if you had to rest your leg for a few minutes. If you were hired, again, no disrespect when I say it like this, if you were a lifeguard at a pool and it was only you doing that job, okay, and you couldn't swim, cut back your hours, learn how to swim, go back. But at the same time, if you were a lifeguard and you could swim, but there are times where your legs play up, they should take that into account and go, okay, well, Alexis needs Fred to work with her in case there's a time where she's going to need help. And I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, Alexis, and I do apologise again if I'm out of line. You're not a lifeguard, are you? You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that you haven't got, say, a group of people that can cover for you for those few minutes while you rest your legs. You know, as long as the job gets done, they shouldn't be doing what they're doing to you. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself a lot, but that pisses me off. And like I said, I would never. You're a driver, okay. If you're a driver, still, you should be able to rest when you need to rest. And because you're not as fast as everybody else, I'm sorry. And again, I'm sorry if this comes across as I'm being rude. Those people that work faster than you, do they get to, yeah, they might get people to where they have to go and all that sort of shit quicker. Yeah, that's a given. But what are the odds that they don't get those same people there safely each and every time? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather know that if I'm in a car with Alexis, and this is being truly honest, and I don't know Alexis from Jack, so to speak, I would rather know that I'm in a car with someone who is driving safely, being, proper. Okay, for example, if we are not that busy, they don't need that many employees. So instead of cutting everyone's hours a bit or a day off, they do it to me. That's bullshit. That is utter bullshit. They shouldn't be doing that. Can I ask whereabouts you? I don't need to know the exact town or anything like that, but are you in America or are you in Australia? I can't remember what you said if you answered that before. Because they shouldn't be cutting your hours at all. They knew that you had these leg issues when they hired you, so they should have worked around that and said, okay, well, even though this is a full-time position, Alexis, yes. And I think personally that if you can go to not necessarily the boss of where you work, but the big boss and say, hi, my name's Alexis. I'm having issues with my boss. I need you guys to investigate this because when he hired me, he knew that I had issues with my legs. He knew that, and he still hired me as a full-time employer. And yet since blah, blah, say in hot weather, he knows that my legs play up. So he's cut back my hours due to that, which in a way is a good thing because I can take time to rest. But he's cutting back my hours even when I'm not in pain. He's actually making everyday living difficult for me to do. And then basically they can either say, take your complaint and do something with it, or they can be like most people who act like this arsehole boss you've got now. I would love to say something to your boss. I'll just say, look, hey, MF, listen up. She has sore legs. You know that. You knew that when you were hiring her. You chose to still, and again, no disrespect when I say this, Alexis, I would be saying, there are times of the year when I am in pain with my legs. This is a full-time position, but would you feel more comfortable if it's part-time? You work 6 days a week, and if they call me in on my day off, I go in. I've always worked extra shifts for people that go home sick, etc. So I feel I'm a valuable employee. You are definitely a valuable. You're not only a valuable employee, you're a valuable person in general. Okay, whether people go in sick, in other words, if you're in pain sometime and all that sort of stuff, you still go in to cover people's shifts, and yet the way that the boss people see it as is that, oh, you know, she's more or less, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better. Excuse me. I couldn't have said it better myself, Matt. She does sound like she's an excellent employee who wants to work. Exactly. There are people out there, even in Australia, and probably like, because for those who don't know, Matt Willis is in Vietnam. So forgive me for being rude. And what's his name? Craig B is also in Australia. So for us here in Australia, we get unemployment benefits if you're unemployed. Where Matt Willis is, I don't know how that works there. But the thing is, though, you should not, under any circumstances, have. But I am the only employer that is older than 20. Then you know what? They should be looking at that and thinking, this woman, Alexis, is a valuable employee. She comes in here when other people can't, and she covers their shift. And what? The way we pay her back is by cutting her hours. Okay, Alexis, I don't need to know the last name. What's your boss's name? Apart from fucktard. All right. Sorry if anyone is triggered by that word. Sorry if it's rude. But I'm guessing that Alexis's boss name is fucktard. Because the day's going to come when you're going to, you know, hopefully, you know, no. Exactly. That is a plussy. You, like I said, you're not only a valuable employee, you're a valuable person in general. Okay? So if this, like I said, what's his name? Because I need to figure out a way I can think of his name. I want to call him fucktard, but then people might get upset with that. Since the pandemic, everyone is overworked. We don't get any breaks, hardly, and put up with hot conditions. Whatever it is you're happening to be driving, does it have air conditioning? Does it, and better yet, does it work? Because you can even take this to what do you call it? Unfair employment. His name is Jackson. Jackson the Flaxen, who does no chillaxin, because he's so focused on hurting you. I'm sorry, you have to put up with that shit. That is bullshit. Ever be treated like shit in life or in the workforce, because at the end of the day, it's got to come down to, hang on, there is such a thing called, thank you. That's what I was trying to think what it was, but I don't know if they have that in America. Okay, but there are times we are inside a building if nothing is going on. Okay, but is that building air conditioned at least? And do you find that you're in more pain when it's hot than when it's cold? Because if I was to hire you and you said that you have leg pain, I'll be like, okay. And now, when you say you're a driver, do you mean like, and again, you can tell me it's none of my business, is that like an Uber driver, taxi driver, truck driver, public transport driver, or anything like that? Oh my God. Okay, so when you're not driving around, running people around, so to speak. Okay. Oh, you do food delivery. Okay, so for that, okay, I'm going to just hypothetically, I'm not saying it is it, but let's just say it's Uber Eats that you work for, right? I would rather know that my driver and my food get here in one piece in one piece. Yeah, in one piece than say rushing like an idiot and the food ends up all over the bag that you're delivering the food in, if that makes sense. You should definitely be more appreciated. And you should never, ever, ever, ever put up with that fucking idiot with a name like Jackson. Like, there's nothing wrong with that name at all. I'm not saying there is. But yeah, he sounds like a twat. A very unappreciative piece of turd. And I think that you deserve better than that. I don't think you should ever be discriminated against, whether you're fighting fit, overweight, or anything like that. I'm not saying you are. But if he knew that you had leg issues, I would have said to you, if I was Jackson, I would have said, okay, so you have leg issues. Okay. What I'm going to do is, even though this is a full-time position I'm offering you, I'm going to give you at least 2 days off a week. If you need to rest at any given time, then you rest. That's fine. I would not, or better still, I'll be saying, even though this is a full-time position, would you feel more comfortable because of your health issues? Would you feel more comfortable if I gave you a part-time position? It might not be as many days a week as you like, but at least then you can relax and have days where you recuperate and all the rest of that. And then you can come back, like say 1 day on, 1 day off. And that's how I personally, if I was to hire someone who had any kind of health issue at all, I would be saying, yes, it's a full-time position, but would you feel more comfortable in a part-time position? And then what you can do, however much, like say, for example, if you get hypothetically, say $20 an hour, I would say, would you feel more comfortable? Would you feel comfortable taking a bit of a pay cut, or taking, say, part time, and then you can hire someone for that part time, and then you can hire someone else to do what you can't, if that makes sense, what days you can't cover. But the fact that you're going in and covering for people when they are sick, going in there when you're in pain, working even when you're in pain, Alexis, I admire you immensely. You actually are an inspiration, regardless of what anyone else in your life says. You are. All right, guys. Well, on that note, I hate to be a bitch. I am going to call it a night. And I am going to be probably back here on Saturday night. Okay, so you make about 18 to 23 an hour. That's pretty good money. Because I get trips plus an hourly wage. That's pretty good. And yet he's still... Can I bitch slap your boss, please, Alexis? Because he sounds like a wanker. And he has no right to do what he's doing to you. And I think that you need to, as with what Craig just wrote, well, not just wrote, but wrote before, there's such a thing as workers' rights and discrimination, Alexis. If there is a higher command after you, after your boss, go and express your concerns. Agreed. You need to be, as much as this is going to be mean to put it this way, you need to be the voice for the voiceless. And you are a to do that, because the way you've spoken about what you've spoken about in here tonight, you've taken the first step, and you have shown amazing courage in doing that. I've been there for 10 years and worked 40 to 60 hours a week, and have been there all these years. Wow. Has it been the same boss the whole time? Without being, again, nosy? I'm not trying to be. Again, Alexis, if I'm asking you things that you don't feel comfortable answering, please just say no comment. Don't feel like you are obligated to say anything that you don't want to say. Don't feel free, like you can just say no comment if there are questions I'm putting towards you that you don't feel comfortable answering. Please feel free just to say no comment. There's no pressure in answering anything I'm asking. So you think being there for 10 years, they would learn how to respect you, that's for sure. And clearly they don't, so they're a pack of wankers. But like I said, it's the same boss. Yeah, please, if you... Oh, Bethy Cakes, I'm about to call it a night, sweet. For what you sent me a message. Okay, so, and thank you for your messages, Bethy Cakes. They're all appreciated, sweetheart. Thank you. We've had a couple of different bosses. Okay. Then what you need to do is you need to find well, you don't need to, but you can try to speak to your current boss and just say, and you know what you do? Download a recorder thingy on your phone, if you can. And then when you go in, you have this conversation and you record it. And you say to him, I'm having issues with my hours being dropped. I'm having issues with the fact that, my hours are being dropped, and yet I've been a loyal employee, pain or no pain. I'm here. I'm here to work for you guys, whether, and because I need to sit down for a few minutes, up to say anywhere from up to 20 minutes. If there are other people that are doing the food delivery, I'm trying not to swear here. I'll swear, fuck it, it's my channel. Why the fuck should it matter if you've got to sit down for 10 minutes or 20 minutes? At the end of the day, if there are other people that can do what you're supposed to be doing, where you can rest and then you can be at the shop or the place that does that, you should be able to rest when you need to. You can easily tell this Jackson Wangstein that, you know what, shove your job. But at the same time, if you try talking to him and saying, look, when I was employed here at the very beginning, my my health was alerted. Well, Ben, so just say to him, Jackson, may I speak to you for a moment? He'll be like, oh, okay. And then say to him, just ask for an explanation. Ask him, why are my hours being dropped? You know, and then if he tries, and like I said, download a recorder thing on your phone. And then what you can do is you can record it and you can say, I've been a value employee for 10 years. I have noticed lately that my hours are being dropped, and I would actually like an explanation as to why. And then if he brings up that you're not working as fast as other people, that's when you can respond with, I'm glad to be able to vent. Otherwise, I just bottle all my emotions up, and that's not good. No, it's not good. Bottle up. You bottle it up. You bottle it up to a certain extent. Wait till I'm live, and then come on here and go, bleh, and feel free to release it here. All right, because I don't want you to bottle anything up. I don't want anyone who comes in here and has a moment in time where they're emotional or anything like that, and they can't talk about it, because this channel, I don't judge anybody. You know what I mean? Like, unless you come to me and say, Tammy, I don't want people to come in here and say, Tammy, I'm oddly attracted to a chair. I think I might marry it. You know, that's something that would be like, say what? Well, thank you, Alexis. That's very sweet to read. Thank you. Well, I don't allow judgmental bitches or bastards or whatever you want to call them. I don't allow judgmental people in my chat. Ever. So, like when Van was up here before and I needed to de-wrench her, I got her to cover for me and I stepped down and I de-wrenched her. So if I see things that are going on in chat and let's say Matt doesn't pick up on it, or Craig B doesn't pick up on it, or Seeking the Truth with Dave doesn't pick up on it, or any of my other mods happen to not pick up on it, and I go into chat and I see someone being a bully, even if it's after the live and I listen to this back, and I see someone in there that is being disrespectful to somebody in chat or making someone feel uncomfortable, they're instantly put on hide from channel. And until I feel as though I want them back to be able to come back into my chat, they'll remain hidden from my channel. But if they continue, if I then bring them back, Matt, I do adore you. Yes, agreed. Oh shit, agreed, Alexis. As long as it's not Dave's oversized chair. But no, like I was saying, Alexis, go to him, confront him, and ask him. And like I said, please, I beg of you, please make sure you record it though. Okay, it might not be legal, so to speak, but then you can just say, oh, you know, or you can just say to him straight out, can I speak to you? Record yourself. Yeah, and then just say it's quite important, and then just say straight out, I'm going to be making notes on this conversation, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, or just say I'm going to be recording this, or do whatever you need to do to protect your own ass so you don't get in trouble, and then just say straight out to him, I want to know why my hours are being cut. If you go back from when I very first got interviewed by this organisation, you guys knew up front that I had issues with my legs. Yet you have been fine with me, but now all of a sudden my hours are being cut. I don't understand why. Would you care to explain and elaborate to me why my hours are being cut? Can you honestly give me a legit reason as to why that's happening? And then if he turns to you and goes, oh, because you're not working as fast as everybody else, bam, you've got discrimination case. He's discriminated against you. I'm not saying it is, so I'm so sorry if this comes out wrong. He is discriminating against your disability, that you can't stand for long periods of time, you can't drive for long periods of time, that whatever's going on with your legs, and I am sorry to hear that you are having issues, he is discriminating against something that you personally, like if you went in there with a face tattoo, And he goes, Alexis, I need you to cover that up. But yet, here's the thing: you've had. He's bringing it up 10 years later. Bit of a mute point, if you ask me. But yes, please, please let me know how it goes, Alexis. And Alexis, if you need to, feel free to message me on Facebook. If you need to talk about this more, that I'm more than happy to talk to you and help you as much as I possibly can, even though I'm all the way in Australia. But I can talk, just add me on Facebook. It's all good. If you want to, and if you need to talk, by adding me on Facebook, you get the privilege of actually being able to call me through Messenger. So if your boss starts acting like a prick, you ring me at work at some point, and then I'll say to you, oh, can you put me on the phone to Jackson? And I can just say, yeah, hi, my name is Tammy. I'm at the moment doing some research on fair work ethics, and I just want to know where you stand on. Again, Alexis, I'm not saying this to be discriminative, and I'm sorry if it comes across. I'll be like, where do you stand on women in the workforce who suffer from health issues? Nothing that can be like transferred to you through a touch or a punch to the face or anything. I won't say that. I'll just say nothing that can be transferred, like it's not a virus or anything like that. But where do you stand on our workplace environments, bullying against people who have an issue? I have bad diabetes and immune compromised disease. Most of my life, I have had to learn to deal with it, but I always try my best and never give up. Oh, Alexis, you are a hero amongst heroes, my sweetheart. You have shown that you're brave. You didn't have to tell anything about what you're going through, and the fact that you have twice now with what's going on at work and what's going on in your personal life. I admire you immensely, sweetheart, and I absolutely salute you. Hang on a second. I salute you all the way from Australia, because your courage and your strength and your ability to soldier on regardless of the pain you're going through, I admire it so, so much. Like, I suffer from carpal tunnel, and I think that I'm a weakling, man. Like, when the pain hits, I'm just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And yeah, but the fact that you're still out there, you're working, you're giving back, you're doing something that if that was me, I would have just probably not do that. But you're amazing. Okay, I don't really know. Hang on a second, I'll do something. This goes to anyone. Okay, I'm probably going to get into trouble for this, but after the live, I will remove this. That is my email, Alexis. If you need me to talk to me or anything, that is my email address. That is my personal email address. So please, please, please feel free to reach out if any time you need me. Well, I'm going to be really sumptuous here and say, for what it's worth, Alexis, or if you make sure you let that, it's you from here. So I'm like, who's this Alexis person? I don't know who this person is. But like I said, please feel free to email me anytime, day or night, and I will get it. But just in the subject part, just put in brackets my true crime discussions, and you know what I mean. So then I know it's you, and I know, and that's same for anybody in here. If you wish to, no worries, Alexis. You're always like, I love being able to help people, but like I said, there's times where there might be people in chat, like if you want to come up here on panel and you want to tell your story with what's happened with work, and you want to talk about, say, the aftermath of what's happened, you've always got a seat on my panel. And that's the same for anybody who's got issues. So that's great, Andy. But like I said, I'm going to step down now. But like I said, Alexis, if you need to just vent at any time, feel free to email me. All right, because I want people to know that regardless of what's been said about me, I do try and help people. I do try and support them in the best way I can, whether it's just a voice on here or whether it's an email, a Facebook message, whatever it happens to be. If you need support, email me. And just remember, Alexis, I am so, so proud of you for never giving up. You have actually inspired me to never give up. Whether I'm in pain, I am going to put one foot in front of the other and carry on, because you've just inspired me. Because like I said, if my hands hurt, you know what I mean? Like, most of the time I'm in tears because it hurts so much. But like I said, anything you need, like, I can't financially help you, unfortunately. If I did, I would. But just know that you're valuable, regardless of how your stupid boss treats you. But like I said, download the recorder, tell him you wish to talk to him, but make sure you hit record as you say you want to talk to him, because then you can pick up on his attitude with his response. And that you can also say about how, when he says, oh, yeah, I suppose so, just say straight, make sure you record yourself saying, when you speak to me like that, I actually feel quite bad. I love that. I'm going to actually pin that. I love that. That's actually a really good way to end my live tonight, with saying, pain is just a reminder that you're alive and your heart is still beating with positivity. That is absolutely beautiful. I love that. And on that note, if you're all free on Saturday night at say 7:30 my time, which will be the same time as tonight, please, everyone, feel free to join me again. But like I said, if any of you need me, I nearly said inbox. I'm an email away. But just be prepared that if you do want my email, it's there. Okay, but it will not be in the replay, because I'll give it a couple of days. But at the same time, I don't really want to. Alexis, have you written down my email, honey? Because I really wish to remove it. Oh, wow, I can put myself in timeout, or I can block myself. That's really weird. But I'll go and, like I said, just, you know what, I'll keep it there. If people want to email me and be rude and obnoxious, then so be it. I could just print them out and then take them to the correct people that I need to. No, I love your motto. And yeah. All right, guys. Well, everybody have an amazing day, night, or morning, afternoon, wherever you happen to be in whatever. Sweet. Yeah, so be good to yourself. And you know what? That is the thing you have to always remember, no matter who's in here to hear this now or on the replay. Always be good to yourself. Don't worry about trying to better yourself to make someone else happy, because at the end of the day, as much as this sounds horrible, every time you try and make someone else happy, you do lose a part of you, because you're trying to impress someone else. Like, if someone says to me, Tammy, I don't like you smoking, it's bad for your health. I'm like, that's my choice. But there was a time when I would do so many different things to please other people that along the way I lost who I was, and I lost how to make myself happy. So from now on, I try and focus on, this is what makes me happy. If you don't like it, there's the door. You know what I mean? And it's the same in my personal life as well as when I'm on doing these live streams. But on that note, like I said, I've got to go because I've got to call my brother. And just know you are important. And when you're on my channel, you can vent, you can cry, you can whatever. But like I said, Alexis, when all this is said and done and you've confronted the SOB, feel free to pop up on my panel and tell me how it all went. But that's if you're comfortable. If not, just feel free to email and let me know. All right, guys, take it easy. And remember, you have an opinion of someone else. That's your choice, but your opinion of yourself is what's more important. All right, guys, sending hugs from Australia. Bye.